citizens within Lethbridge are very concerned about their community and its overall well-being and health. And I felt that it was time for my voice to be added to the collection of voices out there. The reality is, I saw that on the side of those who advocate for harm reduction, there was a voice that I felt was quite hostile towards those that didn't have the same sympathies. At the same time, I saw those on the opposite side of that, and I didn't feel that their voice resembled the same level of compassion that I felt was necessary for the scenario either. And so I felt the need to offer my voice. And essentially, my voice, I would say, is to advocate for a compassionate approach to those who struggle with a drug addiction, whether that drug addiction is meth, which is probably the largest problem here in Lethbridge, I'm told, or an opioid addiction or a heroin addiction, whatever that addiction might be. I believe that it's necessary to offer a compassionate response. My definition of a compassionate response would be a little different than what the supervised consumption site has to offer. When I've toured the site and others like them across this country, and I have toured many, and when I talk to the individuals who work there and I read their website and understand their vision, I see a vision that has very little hope for these individuals and their future. What they are able to offer is a safe place where those who struggle with an addiction can come in and they can access sterile equipment, and they can be assisted in finding their vein, and they can be watched or monitored while they consume the drug of their choice. But in terms of being offered hope beyond that, it's just not present. And I feel that people who struggle with an addiction deserve to be treated with the utmost level of respect and honor and dignity. I believe that they were born with inherent worth. And so I want those individuals to be able to achieve great things. Now, I also am of the belief that the only way that they can achieve those great things is through a life of abstinence, which means that we have to focus more on recovery. So my hope would be that as a community, we would have confidence in these individuals, confidence enough that instead of sending them out onto the street to find their next dose and then return for their next high and continuously keep them on this rat race of sorts, my hope would be that as a community, we would be able to have a vision that is far more grand, far more compassionate, far more dignified. My hope would be that as a community, we would have a vision that includes detox and recovery, so that these individuals who live on the street, who are currently addicted, would have the opportunity to live a life that is full of freedom. Freedom to live in secure housing, freedom to pursue a place of employment of their choice, freedom to maybe go back to school should that be their desire, freedom to engage with their family members. There's so many of them who have children or parents or other loved ones who won't see them because relationship has been broken due to their drug addiction. Why wouldn't we hope for these people? Why wouldn't we desire for them to regain their lives back?